In today's class, we will just revise the formulas what we have learnt in the chapter 5, that is coordinate geometry. Okay, now the first thing what you have is area of triangle. Okay, now area of triangle, what you will do, 3 sets of points will be given. Okay, 3 sets of points will be given, that is you have x1, y1, you have x2, y2 and you have x3, y3. Okay, a triangle has 3 vertices, right? So 3 sets of points will be given. And then what you will do, that is a triangle will be like this. Suppose if this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2 and this is x3, y3. So how the formula will come? You have to write half of, this is x1, y1, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Again you have x1, y1. Okay, this is how the formula will be. And then what you have to do, you just have to cross multiply. So, this one first. So you will get half of, okay, and here you have x1, y2. Like this you have to multiply. x1, y2 plus y1, y3. X2, x3, this is your x2, no, this is x2, y3 plus x3, y1, okay, minus, now this side what you will get, this is y1, x2 plus this one, x3, y2 plus x1, y3, x1, y3, okay, this is how the formula will be. Okay, so first you write x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, again x1, y1. So x1, y2 plus x2, y3 plus x3, y1 minus y1, x2 plus y2, x3 plus y3, x1. This is how you will write the formula. So first you have to write this, you have to write the formula and then whatever points are given, that points you have to put in a graph. Okay, whatever points are given, that points you have to put in a graph. Now suppose we will take one example. Okay, suppose if you have this one, minus 3, you take the points, minus 3, 5, then you have 5, 6, then you have 5, minus 2. Okay, these are the 3 points. So first thing what you will do, first you have to plot these points on the graph sheet. Roughly you plot it, okay. On the graph sheet, that is on the notebook you have to plot. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 5 you have. Here you have till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somewhere 6 will come over here. Okay, and here you have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1, minus roughly you plot. Okay. Now the first point is minus 3, 5. So this is your minus 3 and so 5 will be somewhere over here. This is your minus 3, 5. Next point you have is 5, 6. 5, 6 will be in the first quadrant. So 5, 6 will be somewhere over here. This is your 5, 6. The third point you have is 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 will be here in the fourth quadrant. This is your 5 minus 2. And then what you will do, you will join this. Okay, join the 3 points to get a triangle. Okay, this is how you are getting the triangle. And then what you have to do, you have to put the points in the counterclockwise direction. That is, from any one point you have to start. If you are starting from minus 3, 5, start from minus 3, 5 and put an arrow mark like this. This arrow mark also has to be shown with pencil. Okay, so from here we are starting and it's going like this. So this is your x1, y1, this is your x2, y2 and this is your x3, y3. So here you have minus 3, 5 as the first set of point. Second set of point is 5 minus 2. Third set of point is 5, 6. So this is your x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. And then you have to put in the formula. So first is x2, x1, y2. So this is x1 and y2. So minus 3 minus 2 will give you 6. And then you have, next one is x2, y3. So x2, y3 what you will get? 30. So this will be plus 30. And then you have plus 25. That is x3, y1, that is 25. And then minus, what you have? Again 5 into 5, 25. This will be minus 10. Minus 2 into 5, minus 10. Okay. And here you have minus 18. x1, y3. Minus 3 into 6, minus 18. Then you simplify that and get the answer. Okay. Your answer should be always positive. Okay. Your answer should be always positive. That is, area of a triangle is always positive. That is why we are putting in the graph form and we are putting the counterclockwise direction. Okay. So this is how you will find the area of the triangle. Same way you have to do for area of quadrilateral also. In that you have 4 vertices. Okay. That is half of x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x4, y4. Again you have x1, y1. Okay. These are the points you have for quadrilateral. The same way, your same procedure you have to apply. First you will multiply these things. So you will get half of x1, y2 plus x2, y3 plus x3, y4 plus x4, y1. First part. Minus the other diagonal. That is y1, x2, y1, x2 plus y2, x3 plus y3, x4 plus y4, x1. Okay. This is how the formula will be. Same way, 4 sets of points will be given. All the 4 sets of points you put in the graph. Okay. After putting in the graph, what you have to do? You have to take the counterclockwise direction and you have to plot the points. And write that points as x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3 and x4, y4. And then put in the formula. Okay. So, this is how you will do area of triangle and area of quadrilateral. Okay. Now, in this, 2 more types of sums you have. The first type is show that the area of a show that the points are collinear. Okay, show that the given points are collinear. In that, what you have to show? You have to show that area of the triangle is 0. Okay, when the area of a triangle is 0, what will happen? All the 3 points will lie on the same line. Okay, all the 3 points will lie on the same line. Area of the triangle will be how much? 0. Okay. So, this is how you will do that. One more type you have is finding the value of any variable they will give. Okay, the area of the quadrilateral will be given and you have to find the value of the variable k or something. Okay, that type of sum also you have in the first exercise. Or finding the value of a in when the triangle area is given. That way also you have. Okay, these type of sums you have in the first exercise. In this type of sum, what you will do? You have to find the area of this thing. You have to find the area of the outer thing and then subtract both. Okay. Here also you have area of these these 2 triangles and this quadrilateral you have to find. Okay. Now whenever you have to find the value of k or whenever you have to show that the points are collinear, you need not put the graph. Okay. So this is the first thing. Okay. Now in the second exercise what you have is slope. Okay, the second thing what you have in the second thing what you have is slope. Now slope means what? Slope of a straight line is tan theta. Okay, slope means it's tan theta. Now what are the tan values that you should know? Okay, tan 0 means it's 0. Okay, then tan 90 means it's infinity, not defined. That is 1 by 0. Okay, tan 90 means 1 by 0. That is not defined. Then tan 45 you have, that is 1. And 60 and 30 you don't need, just I'll tell you. Okay. Tan 60 if you take, it is root 3. Tan 30 you take, it is 1 by root 3. All these things you have learned last year, no? So this is for slope you need only tan theta. Okay, for slope you need only tan values. That is, these are the values. Okay. So, suppose if they tell, find the slope of whatever some angle will be given or something. Okay, suppose if they give theta as 0. So, what will be the slope? You have to write slope m equal to tan theta, that is equal to tan 0, that equals 0. Okay, so this is how you have to find the slope when the angle is given. You have to use tan theta. Or 90 if you take, it will be infinity. Okay, now suppose if they give the slope and you have to find the theta, what you will do? Suppose if I say slope m equal to tan theta equal to root 3. Suppose if I say like this. So what will be my theta? My theta will be tan inverse of root 3. That is tan of which angle is root 3? 60. So this will be, theta will be how much? 60 degree. Okay, this is how you will find the theta when the slope is given. Okay, so this is the slope thing. And then the next thing what you have is, here also you have, see one more formula you have for slope when 2 points are given. Suppose the points given are 3, 4 and 2, 5, something like this. Okay, when 2 points are given, how will you find the slope? So in this you have to use the formula y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Okay, you have to use the formula y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this is your x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This formula you have to use when 2 points are given and you have to find the slope. So in this type of sum also you have show that the points are collinear. Okay, again like you had for area of the triangle, the same way you have the sum here also. Show that the points are collinear. So here you can use, either you can use this thing or you can use area of the triangle concept. This only is easy. Okay, so what you have to do is, when 3 sets of points are given, you have to show that this one, suppose if I give minus 3, minus 4. Okay, then here you have 7, 2 and then here you have 12, 5. 12, 5. So what you have to do, first find the slope of these two. The same formula use, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Okay, these two you find the slope, you will get one answer. Either you will get a fraction or you will get a whole number. Okay, same way you find for these two. And show that both the slopes are equal. If both the slopes are equal, what will happen? These 3 points are collinear. Just for 2 sets of points you find, that's enough. Okay, so first find for the first 2, you will get one answer. Then find for the second 2 or the last one and first one also you can find. Any 2 you have to find. You find that and show that the answers are same. If the answers are same, we say that the points are collinear. So if they give a heading like this, show that the 3 points are collinear. Using the area concept, if they say, you do like this. If they say using the slope concept, you do like this. If they don't mention anything, you can do it in any way. Okay, so this is one type. Okay, and suppose if they say the points are collinear, find the value of A. So what you will get? The slopes will be equal. From that you have to cross multiply and find the value of A. Okay, that is one type. Then when the 2 lines are parallel, what will be their slopes? When the 2 lines are parallel, their slopes will be equal. This is M1, this is M2. So when the 2 lines are parallel, the 2 slopes will be equal. M1 will be equal to M2. When the 2 lines are perpendicular, suppose this slope is M1, this slope is M2. Okay, when the 2 lines are perpendicular, what you have? M1 into M2 equal to minus 1. Okay, M1 into M2 equal to minus 1. When the 2 lines are perpendicular, the product of their slopes will be minus 1. When the 2 lines are parallel, their slopes will be equal. Okay. So these are the types you have in this one. Now suppose you have to show that it's a right angle triangle. So what you will show? 3 sets of points will be given. Find the slope. Okay. Any 2 sets you multiply, you will get the answer minus 1. Okay, like that you will show that it's a right angle triangle or they are Pythagorean triplets or Pythagoras theorem is applied. Okay, so what you have to do in that, you have to find the slope of all the 3 sets of points. Any 2 sets of points you multiply, you should get minus 1. Okay, so this is how you will do these type of sums. Okay, and to show that it's a parallelogram, what you will do? Suppose if they tell, you have to show that the given points form a parallelogram. So for that, what you have to do, see here. Now in a parallelogram, what are the properties of parallelograms? Opposite sides are parallel and equal. Okay, opposite sides are parallel and equal. To show that the two lines are parallel, what you have to show? You have to show that M1 equals M2, right? You have to show that M1 equals M2. So, suppose this is the slope M1, this is the slope M2. So, these two sets of points will be given. From that, you have to use the formula y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Here also use the formula y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Same way you find this is M3 and this is M4. Same way you find the slope of these two. So these two answers also should be equal. These two answers also should be equal. Okay. And then one more thing is the diagonals, they bisect each other. So diagonals, they bisect each other. For that, what you have to do? You have to show the midpoints are equal. Midpoints are same. Midpoints of, suppose this is A, B, C, D. Suppose if this is BD. Midpoint of BD you find. What is the midpoint formula? X1 plus X2 by 2, Y1 plus Y2 by 2. So that formula you have to find the midpoint of BD. Same way you find the midpoint of AC. X1 plus X2 by 2, Y1 plus Y2 by 2. Okay, so here you have to show two things. The first thing is the slopes of the opposite sides are equal. Okay, M1 equals M2 and M3 equals M4. This is the first thing you have to show. The second thing what you have to show is the diagonals, they bisect each other. That is, the midpoints of both the diagonals answers are same. Okay, this much you show, we can say that it's a parallelogram. For trapezium, what you have to show? For trapezium, you just have to show that M1 equals M2. M1 equals M2, but M3 is not equal to M4. Okay, in a trapezium, only one pair of opposite side will be parallel. So, only M1 equals M2 you have to show. And M3 is not equal to M4. Okay, you have to show that M3 is not equal to M4. So, this will be for the trapezium and this will be for the parallelogram. Okay, so this is how you will do your exercise 5.2. 5.2 you have these things. Okay. Now, in the next exercise, what all you have is equation. Equation in the interceptive form you have. Then when the 2 points are given, how will you form the equation? Suppose if you have two sets of points, x1, y1 and x2, y2. Okay, how will you form the equation when two sets of points are given? So you have the formula y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 equal to x minus x1 by x2 minus x1. Okay, this formula you have when two sets of points are given and you have to find the equation. You have to form the equation. Okay, so this is how you will do this. Now one more thing is the y-intercept form. That is y equals mx plus c. What is the m? M means the slope. And what is c? C is the y-intercept. Okay, c is the y-intercept and m is the slope. The point at which it is touching the y-axis. Okay, y-intercept and m is the slope. Suppose if they give the equation, any equation you take, 2x plus 3y equals 9. Suppose if they give like this. So what you have to do, you have to put it in this form. So first you will write 2x minus 9 equal to minus 3y. Then transpose it here. This will be 2x minus 2x by 3 minus 9 by minus 3 equals y. So what will be your slope? Compare this with this. So what will be the slope? Your slope m will be minus 2 by 3. And what will be your y-intercept? Y-intercept will be 3. Cancel this, you will get the answer 3. So you have to compare these two to get the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so this is the thing for slope and the y-intercept. Now the next one what you have is intercept form. Equations in the intercept form. That is, you have the formula x by a plus y by b equals 1. Okay, x by a plus y by b equals 1. A is the x-intercept, b is the y-intercept. Okay, A is the x-intercept and B is the y-intercept. So suppose if they ask, find the equation of the line whose intercepts on the x and y axes are, suppose if I take 4 and minus 6. So this will be x by 4 plus y by minus 6 equals 1. So here what you will do, this will be x by 4 minus y by 6 equals 1. Then take the LCM, cross multiply and get an equation. Okay, this is how you will do when the intercepts are given. X by A plus y by B equals 1. Okay, when the intercepts are given, you will do like this. And then the other type you have is find the equation of the medians and altitudes of a triangle through the points. Median means what? You have to find the midpoint. Okay, for median you have to find the midpoint. Suppose this is the midpoint. Join this. This is A, this is B, this is C. Okay, so here you have the point 6, 2. Here you have the point minus 5, minus 1. Here you have the point 1, 9. Okay, here you have the point 1, 9. So suppose if they ask median from A to BC. Okay, suppose if you have to find the equation of AD. So what you will do? First you will find the midpoint. Midpoint D, how will you find? X1 plus X2 by 2, Y1 plus Y2 by 2. You will find the midpoint. Okay, and then you have to find the equation of AD. How will you find the equation of AD? Y minus Y1 by Y2 minus Y1 equals X minus X1 by X2 minus X1. Okay, this is how you will do when you have to find the median. Median means midpoint, MM, like that you keep in mind. Okay, median means it's midpoint. So you have to find the midpoint of the opposite side and then you have to find the equation of that line, that is AD. Okay, this is how you will do. So first you have to use the midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2, and then you have to use 2-point form for the equation, y minus y1, that formula you have to use. Suppose if they tell altitude, what you will do? Altitude means the perpendicular. Suppose if the triangle is like this is the perpendicular. So for perpendicular, what you will do? A, B, C and D. You have to find the slope of BC. What do you have to find? Slope of BC. How will you find slope of BC? Y2 minus Y1 by X2 minus X1. Okay. You have to find the slope of BC. After finding the slope of BC, what you have to do? What will be the slope of AD? Perpendicular line, that is. So you will multiply both and the answer should be minus 1. Okay. M1 into M2 should be minus 1. From that you will cross multiply and you will get the slope of AD. And then this point A you already know and the slope of AD you know. So which formula you will use? Y minus Y1 equals M times X minus X1. When one point is given and the slope is given, you will use that formula. Y minus Y1 equals M times X minus X1. That formula you will use for altitude. For the median, what you will use? Y minus Y1 by Y2 minus Y1 equals X minus X1 by X2 minus X1. That formula you will use for median. And this formula you will use for altitude. Okay. Don't get confused. You need lot of practice in this chapter. That's why I am revising the full chapter again. Okay. These are the formulas you have for median and for altitude. For median, again I am repeating, you will find midpoint. And then you will use a 2-point form. For altitude, you will find the slope. And you will use the formula y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay. Now in the next exercise, what you have is, when the equation is given, how will you find the slope? Okay, when the equation is given, how will you find the slope? So, for that you have, suppose if I give the equation as, let's take 5y minus 3 equals 0. Okay, 5y minus 3 equals 0. So, what is this one? Slope. Slope will be minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. Minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of y. This is how you will find the slope. Now what is the coefficient of x here? So here there is no x term. Okay, so here you will have minus of 0 by 5. That will give you 0. Okay. So minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of y. That formula you have to use. So here you will get the answer 0. Okay. Now same way, suppose if they have, you have to check that the lines are parallel or perpendicular. So for that what you will do, you have to find the slope. Okay, you have to find the slope, and if both the slopes are equal, what you will say, the lines are parallel. If both the slopes are products is -1, you will say the lines are perpendicular. Okay, the product of the slopes is -1 means the two lines are perpendicular. If the slopes are equal, we say the two lines are parallel. Okay, so that is how you will do this. And then the other types you have is find the equation of the straight line to the intersection of these two lines. Okay, intersection of these two lines means what you have to do? You have to solve the equations. Okay, you have to solve the equations. This type you have in exercise 5.4. Exercise 5.4, almost all the sums you need to solve both the equations. How will you solve both the equations? Either by elimination, substitution or cross multiplication. Any method you can use. Usually we use the elimination method. Okay, so you can use the elimination method, get the point of intersection, and then suppose if they say parallel to the line. Suppose if I get the point of intersection as 3, 2. After solving both the equations, suppose if I get 3, 2. And this parallel to the line 13x plus 5y plus 12 equals 0. So what you will do, you will find the slope of this. Okay, slope of this what you will get? Minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of y. Minus 13 by 5 you will get. So what will be slope of this? This line, the slope also will be same because the two things are parallel. Parallel means the slopes will be equal. So which formula you will use? One point is given and the slope is given. So which formula? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This formula you will use when the point is given and the slope you know. Okay, suppose if they are perpendicular, what you will do? This will be, slope of this will be 5 by 13. Reciprocal with change of sign. Okay, reciprocal of this is 5 by 13 and change of sign. Okay, so this is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Formula is same only, but the slope will be different. Okay, so this is how you will do this one. So, these types you have in exercise 5.4. Okay, and then suppose if they tell find the equation of the straight line through the point of intersection of the lines this and this and bisecting the line segment. Bisecting means what? Dividing it into two equal parts. Okay, first you will find the point of intersection and then point of bisecting the line segment joining 5 minus 4 and minus 7, 6. Bisecting means what? Dividing this into two equal parts. For that what you will find? x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. That formula you will use. So what you will get? You will get one set of point. And already for this this one point of intersection you will get 1 point. So 2 point form you have to use. What is that formula? Y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 equals x minus x1 by x2 minus x1. Okay, this formula you will use for that. So, bisecting means you have to find the midpoint. For median also you have to find the midpoint. Okay, and then the unit exercise also you have to revise properly. Because unit exercise, some sums are tough sums, okay. Some sums are lengthy sums. Revise properly. You need lot of time for this chapter. Okay, revise properly. Now in our next class, we will revise the graph. Because graph, so many of you made mistake in the midterm test, right? So we will revise the graph also, we will revise the practical geometry also. That also we will revise and then we will revise the 4th chapter. Okay, so revise this 5th chapter with all the formulas properly. If you don't know how to apply the formulas, you can't do anything in this chapter. Whenever you are doing any sum, write the formula first. Okay, for the area of the triangle, you write x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, again x1, y1 and then put the formula. You know, you need not mark up the formula for that. Okay, you write in the order and then diagonally you have to multiply. That's all. Okay, so all the formulas in this chapter I have revised. Okay, please revise properly. Don't get confused in the exam. So your homework for today is revise this full chapter 5.